Well, I sailed across the seven seas to find treasures galore. That's where I discovered a garage sale, and now I want some more. A blue Logan's loot, blue Logan's loot. I need to sell my DVDs at blue Logan's loot. eBay!
Welcome to another episode of Blue Logan's Loot. My name is Jim, and I will be your captain on this reselling voyage to find the biggest treasures and loots that money can buy, and then sell it for a profit. For today's video, we're going to do an Education 101. We're going to talk today about storage and space and stocking all your supplies and how to find them when something sells. And speaking of selling, let me show you first what we sold during the weekend on eBay.
So here's what is going out from this weekend. First, we have this Gran Turismo 3 for the PlayStation 2. I've had this for at least a year now. So I ended up accepting an offer for $26 free shipping. I only paid $5, so not bad. Next, we have this really nice Dooney and Burke. It's from the Disney parks. It's a wallet, and it actually has Minnie Mouse, and on the other side, it has, you can see it there, the Cheshire Cat, which is really neat. I just put it on last week, and it sold already for $40 free shipping. I probably should have put it on for more. Actually, it had shipping, which is nice. And it came from the Goodwill.com, and my wife basically bought a bunch of Disney stuff, including watches and this wallet, and it was $61 for everything. So right now we've made $40, so the rest of it should be in watches. Hopefully we can make a profit for the rest of the $21. Next, we have this Ibito. It's a laminator. I got this at the Goodwill probably last year. I paid $6.99, and I finally accepted an offer for $30 free shipping just to get rid of it. Next, we have this Viewmaster. It was made in the 1980s. It's really neat, and it came with all of these Sesame Street / Disney reels and cassettes. So I put it on once again, $40, and it for free shipping, and it sold right away. But I only put $1 into this, so we're gonna make profit. It's good. Someone will be happy. We're happy. Everyone's happy. And then from there, we have these Burt Bees enamel care. Not the best deal in town. We found it at a grocery outlet. I'm not sure if you're familiar with grocery outlet, but they have inexpensive things. They're a little nicer that you can, we actually shop there all the time. We bought them thinking they're going to make some good money, so I said, well, let's take a chance on 4 and see what happens. So I put them all together. We ended up paying, I think it was like $2.39. They sold for $10 plus shipping. Not a great deal. Not going to do that again. But, you never know. You try it every once in a while. And finally, I sold this Metamorphosis. It's a workout. It has DVDs in here. It's got this. I'm not sure exactly what it is. There's also training, like a regiment training book in there. They had $5 on it. I talked them down to $2, and this was last week as well. I ended up selling it for $38 free shipping. So, not bad for the weekend. I can't complain. All right, here we go. Magic hands. You ready? And barnacle.
Ah, the magic of editing. I wish it was that easy to box everything up. It takes a little more effort than that. So now let's get into how I store things. Now, granted, everybody has a different way of doing storage. A lot of it depends on where you live, in terms of what kind of house you have, what kind of garage you have. Do you have a storage facility? Are you renting out a storage unit? Do you have a warehouse? It all depends on the size of your place and where you can put everything. In terms of my area, I live in a townhome in Southern California. So I use my garage as my space for all of my loot, my things, everything you want to talk about. I don't want to put it in the house because I want my house to be my house. I don't want to bring work into the house, as they say. So I'd rather have everything here. So I made my office back here. I made my tool bench back here. I put a TV back here, so that way I have everything that I need when I'm doing my eBay sales, Poshmark sales, so on and so forth, and of course stocking my supplies. So when I first started, it was a disaster. I mean, I just was putting things left and right here and there. We were living in a different place at the time. So I was just looking for it. I didn't even mark anything down. When something sold, I just kind of walked over and looked for it. Sometimes it would take me 10 minutes. Sometimes it would take me half an hour. And I'm glad I changed it since then. What I do now is I take all of the boxes that are like the copy paper boxes, those kinds of things, the ones that you create and you put a lid on them. And I don't use the lid, I just use the box itself. And what I did was all the boxes are labeled A to Z. And since, of course, I have a pirate theme, what I've done is I've put pirate terms on there just to make it more entertaining. If you saw the first video, it showed that kind of thing. So everything's on there. And then when I ran out of letters, I decided to do Blue Logan's Loot number 1, but I put BLL number 1. And so it went from there, and I think I'm at A to Z, and I'm also at 1 to, I think I'm working on 1 to 17. I mean, that's how many items that I have right now. The other big thing that I do with all of my items is I don't put them all like the same category in the same box. I used to do that, but that got confusing. So if I had a bunch of, let's say, CD players, I wouldn't put them all in one box. I'd put like the Sony CD player in box A, and then another like I was going to say Toshiba, but they don't make them, Panasonic CD player in like box D. That way I'm never going to pick up the wrong item. So let's just say if I put them all in the same one and I pick up the Panasonic as opposed to the Sony, that wouldn't be good. So that's the first part of how I basically put everything together. Now also I have bigger items. These are things that are small appliances, say like a toaster, an oven, the small oven appliances. What I do with those is I have a bottom shelf that I just basically put bigger boxes, so like big Home Depot boxes, and I stack those in there, and so that's where I kind of find those items. I have a category that just says big Home Depot box in there, and that's where I find them. It's a little harder because I've got a lot of big items in one thing, so it takes a little longer for me to get it, but it works for me. So that's kind of how I find the larger items. And most of those items are things on my local pickup, Craigslist, OfferUp, Facebook Marketplace, local pickup, those kinds of things. Now, I also have a section for shoes because we've been buying a lot of shoes lately. So I wanted to separate those from the A to Z BLL boxes. So those are also in banker/copy boxes, but now they're categorized as shoebox number 1. Shoebox number 2, and there's about 4 to 5 pairs in each box. Now we get into the category of how I find these items. How do I know that my CD or my CD player is in box A? Well, I was very, very good back in the 90s at doing Microsoft Excel, and I still use it as of today. I was very good at putting in formulas. I was very good at categorizing and putting the blocks and putting the cubes together, everything in boxes. So that's what I still use as of today, and I have a wonderful, great formula that I use to do that. So let me show you basically a display of what it looks like. So here you can see my Excel chart for this one. It's going to be for actually this month, April 2022. So you can see on the top there in the kind of light brown is all of the categories. So you have, starting from the left, product, garage sale bought, which means how much I paid at the garage sale for the item, eBay sold, that's how much it sold for on eBay. You have CL, FB, MER, that's basically all of the other sites that I sell on, the date that I bought the item, and what box it's in. So you can see the left there, let's say like in the first one there, it says Umbra ribbon wall clock. I bought it for $3, and you'll notice that it's in parentheses. In another episode, I'll show you how to do eSum, which is a big part of how this chart works, because it does all the math for you, which is great. And then you can see there's some blank. It didn't sell yet, but you can see kind of below that $51 there from another item. That was something I sold way back. And then You can see if it was bought on Facebook or Marketplace, and then finally the date of when I bought it, which would have been April 2nd, and finally where it is. That one, it says new shelf right. That's another category I have. But you can see below that, you can see like a P, and there's a G there. That's all the boxes that everything's in. Now the other thing you'll see too is that there is, like, some of them are highlighted in like a light purple. Those are the ones that sold. So when I sell something, I put it in that purple color for April. There's different colors for each month that I do. But then it shows how much I spent on it and how much it sold on eBay for. But what that includes is not just the main how much it sold, like if it was on for $51. It also has on there basically how much it sold for, and then it takes the eBay fees away plus any shipping costs, and that is the total of how much that item was. Now on this second chart, it shows the bottom part of the Excel chart. And you can see there on the left, there is parentheses that says $759.34. Well, that's how much I've spent so far on buying items at garage sales, Goodwills, and so on. Right next to that on the right is the total of eBay sales that I've done so far. And then the one following that is anything to do with Craigslist, Poshmark, so on and so forth for that. And then finally in the very end is the total. As you can see there, I am currently in April with a negative number, but it'll pass soon. But remember, this is just for the month. In other words, I'm going to probably sell other items in May, June, July that I bought in April, so that number will start dwindling down and make profit after that. But that's how that part works. Now, when you sell an item and then you have to search for it on your Excel chart, there's a couple ways to do that in terms of which kind of computer you have. If you have a Mac, an iMac, Macintosh, and so on the right corner, top corner of the Excel chart, you'll see an hourglass, and all you do is go in there and you type in your item. So you can see there I put in sharper for sharper image, and then once that comes up, it should go to anything that says sharper on it. Now if you're using a PC, you have to do it a little bit differently because they don't have that box on the top of that right corner. All you do is click on the Excel chart, keep it there, and then go to your keyboard and put in Control and F at the same time. Basically that means Control Find. Then a box will appear, and once again you just put in your item, whether it says sharper, whatever it is, and then it will try to find it for you with anything to do that says that particular word. So once I find my item on Excel chart, then I just go to the box that I need, I look in there, I grab around. Once again, everything's separated by different items and so on. So if it is a CD holder, CD player, it'll be different from everything else in there. So it should be easy just to grab it out of the box, have it good to go to ship out. So I guess the biggest question then would be, what happens when you start running out of room? Well, at that point you need to start looking at all the items that you have. Some of them could be months old, some could be years old. At that point, you have choices. You can either take all of that and take it to the Goodwill. You can donate it to other people, your family or friends. But in my case, what I do is I take it to a garage sale that I do with my cousins out in Apple Valley. So I'll go in, take a lot of those items. He does it 3 times a year. Take those items over and use those to sell at garage sales and hopefully make a profit. Well, that should do it for Education 101 about storage and where to put everything. If you would like more content on this particular video, just write a comment below and also hit that like button. And as well, I'm going to make more videos like this, so if you would like to please subscribe to the video, it would mean a lot to me and would go a long way. Thank you. So to all my fellow resellers, happy hunting and have a good one. Cheers, my friends. Say cheers. Yay!